I want you to imagine something real quick. Imagine life without calculators. Sure, you could probably figure out, say, 147 multiplied by 699 by working it out on paper, but if you're like most folks, you'd likely take the calculator over paper any day. Why? Well, it's pretty obvious why. Calculators make math easy, fast, and methodical so you can spend that time, even if but a few minutes, doing more important or enjoyable things. Now, I said all of that to say this. There's one vital thing in music that you really need to know how to do, but unfortunately, it's just as tedious and time-consuming as doing dozens of math problems by hand. This one thing, however, separates would-be or could-be or amateurs from the pros. Only a few are disciplined enough to sit there and do this thing by hand, just as you'd be hard-pressed to find many people doing longhand division by hand. Heck, you wouldn't find me doing complex math by hand when a calculator's sitting right on my desk. So what if there was a handy little calculator for music that helped you transpose chords, progressions, and practically anything you wanted into all 12 keys instantly? What if you could simply punch in a chord or two chords or three chords or even a dozen chords and have this nifty little calculator of sorts spit out these chords in all 12 keys? Wouldn't that be helpful? That means if you enter a single chord, it will spit out 12 chords in seconds. If you enter two chords, it will spit out 24 chords literally in seconds. Likewise, if you enter 12 chords from a progression or song you've learned, it will spit out 144 chords. That's 12 chords multiplied by 12 keys each. And if 144 chords are too much, you can water down the calculator by having it only transpose your selection to one or a few keys at a time. And I'm not just playing off words when I say calculator. Anyone who knows anything about theory knows music is highly mathematical. Underneath the beautiful notes and chords you hear are numbers, frequencies, and distances that can be added, subtracted, and manipulated. But unfortunately, no one has used this knowledge to make the common musician's life easier until now. Hi, I'm Jermaine Griggs, founder of HearAndPlay.com, and I've just invested heavily in designing a convenient tool for both PC and Mac that does for music what the calculator does for math. It's a tool that makes learning to play in all 12 keys absolutely a cinch. And if you think this is just another little software tool you'll get excited about for a week and not use anymore after that, think again. Just as the calculator never gets dusty to someone who needs to crunch numbers in everyday situations like paying bills, this tool will be used every time you learn a new chord, pattern, or song you want to instantly transpose to all 12 keys in one click. Let's talk for a second about the old way to transpose songs though. Up until now, I've taught several ways to move chords and songs to new keys by hand because technology exactly like this hasn't existed in the past. I've taught concepts like the half-step method, where you take whatever you're playing in one key and move every finger up exactly one note. So if a song had, let's say, 21 different chords and every chord had a minimum of 3 notes, you're looking at 63 individual movements just to get those 21 chords in the very next key. To do this in all 12 keys requires 756 movements, something only the serious, determined musician would ever do. And this is just one song. Welcome to my world. This is exactly what I had to do when first getting started. And while the concept is dead simple to understand, because you're just moving fingers up one note at a time, the doing it takes lots of patience and discipline. That's why I'd estimate majority of musicians never realize the goal of playing even their best piece with the same skill and accuracy equally in all 12 keys, let alone everything they know. But thank goodness technology has finally changed things for musicians, among many things. Now, one caveat. Knowing how to transpose by hand is very important. Do not throw what I've taught out the window. That's like not knowing how to add 12 plus 12 and instead needing and using a calculator for every little thing. Let's be perfectly clear here. That's not what I'm after here. But just like the calculator speeds up the process, this new tool I've built will drastically speed up the process of playing in all 12 keys. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me show you this simple yet revolutionary tool in action. I can talk all I want, but you've got to see how easy it is to believe it. So this is Instant Transposer here, and it's a very simple software program that allows you to enter as many chords from a song or from a progression or from the Gospel Music Training Center, or say you're on YouTube, for example, you're at our YouTube channel and you've just learned 4 or 5 chords that you want to add to your repertoire, your collection, and all you have to do is open up Instant Transposer. First, it starts with 1 octave, but if you want to, you can go another octave to the left, you can go another octave to the right, you can add as many octaves or you can take away as many octaves as you want. So let's say a particular chord we want to learn needs about 2 octaves. Now we can pick any color we want as much as we want. So if we wanted to designate the bass note or the left hand note in red, we simply come over here to the color selections and pick red. And I can simply say, okay, C is my bass, I'm going to highlight that in red. I can come over here and say for my right hand, let's see, we're going to play a C major 7th, but we're going to do it in 3rd inversion in this chord, or, you know, and even if you don't know the names of the chords, it's all right with Instant Transposer because it's as easy as just pointing and clicking. So whatever the chord is that you want to learn, if you know the chord in 1 key, that's all you need, because from this you can learn it in all 12 keys. And over here you pick whatever the key that the chord is in, or whatever key you want to be in. In this case, we're going to keep it in C. Now I want to show you how easy it is to get this same chord in all 12 keys. You just click a single button, transpose all, and there you have it. You have this chord in the key of C, you have this chord in the key of D flat, you have this chord in the key of D, E flat, so on and so forth. Now it gets better than that. 1 chord transpose, that's cool, but what if I had a series of chords? What if I wanted to learn how to play a particular 2-5-1 progression that I learned, you know, wherever, in a course, online, and I wanted to transpose this to all 12 keys? Well, I can add a keyboard. Notice this little icon up here, which allows me to add another chord and another chord and another chord, as many as I want, right? I can add 12 keyboards if I want, going horizontally, which will in fact transpose each of those chords to all 12 keys. So we'll start with a simple 2-5-1. I'll put my bass in red. In fact, we're going to do a double bass note. So we're going to hit D and then we're going to hit C. That sounds really good. And then over here in blue, we're going to pick the first chord. Okay? So this happens to be a D minor 9, if you know it. Okay? Now over here, we're going to add another keyboard, scroll across, and we want to, you know, expand that keyboard as well. And over here, in fact, I'll expand it some more. We'll put our bass as G, and our right hand, you know, let's keep the same chord down. Actually, no, we'll lower 1 note of that chord to give it a distinct dominant sound. So now we have our D chord, we have our G chord, and then we'll add another keyboard, and we'll end with some kind of chord on C. So this is a 2-5-1 progression. And this is just one of the many examples, the many things you'll be able to do with the program because it's so flexible. So here, I'll choose my bass note again. And right here, let's see, maybe I'll choose the C major 9 to transition to. So we have a nice little transition here. And all I have to do, I want this in all 12 keys, 1 click, bam, here it is. If I want to focus first on my minor chords, here they are, all laid out for me step by step. Now it doesn't stop here, okay? Because say you only wanted to transpose to a few keys. I wanted to take, let's say, the C major 7th up to just a few keys. So all I have to do is click Add Transposition. And then if I want to, I can do it relatively, which means just go up a half step, for example, or go down a half step. I could go up 2 half steps, and voila, there's that same chord 2 half steps higher. I can go up 3 half steps. There's that chord 3 half steps higher. I can go up 6 half steps. There's that chord 6 half steps higher. Okay, say I want it in another key. So I have the one that I need 6 half steps higher. What if I wanted to put this in, let's say, 4 half steps lower? Bam. There it is, right before my eyes. And notice how smart the program is. It automatically adds an octave to the left because it knows we're going the other direction. Okay, so this is just the beginning. Now, here comes the really fun part. I can control the sharps and flats. I want to mention that as well. So if I needed to add, let's say, a sharp 5, notice this is A flat here. I wouldn't just, click A flat. I click the sharp first, and let's just change that one to G sharp, because we want to add the sharp 5 to the chord. So you can have that kind of flexibility as well. Now this is just the beginning. I want to show you how easy it is to save your work, to print your work. You can simply click print, and voila, whatever you transpose to all 12 keys is now printable on paper so that you can take it to your piano or take it on the road or give it to students. You can export to PDF. This is great for sharing. You can save it, open up the PDF file, and all the chords are right there before your eyes. Again, to share with students, to send over email, to save for your records. You can export HTML. This is for my website, folks. You can actually export a website with these chords on them. You can also embed online. What this does is it gives you code. You press that button, and then you go to your favorite online blog or forum or anywhere HTML code is accepted, and you can simply paste the code right there, and these chords will show up. Your favorite website design program, you can embed the code right there. You can copy these images. I love this, especially for teachers or people that want to make their own sort of files. For example, you can open a program like Microsoft Word and simply drag the chords from Instant Transposer over to Microsoft Word to archive them, to make your own workbooks. You can title these, you can write on top of them, especially if you're a teacher or you're doing workbooks or you want to create your own internal reference guide. This is just worth what I'm charging all by itself. So that's the embed and copy feature. Of course, you can title the document, so when you export it to PDF or print it, there's a title, there's an author, there's a description. All of this was built with not only the student in mind, but the teacher in mind as well. So not only can this be a tool for yourself, but a wonderful tool for your students. Another feature I absolutely love about the software is that you can save your work. So if you wanted to save a particular 251, all you have to do is click save or save as, and voila, you can save all of your work. If you ever want to open the same project in the future, you simply click open, go over to your file, open it up, and voila, it's open before your eyes. This is the power of Instant Transposer. And if you wanted to share these files with other people, all you have to do is save whatever you've done, give them the single file, they'll be able to open it up in their Instant Transposer, and the rest is history. This takes music learning, collaboration, and sharing to a whole new level. So I call it Instant Transposer, your one-click solution to finally playing anything you want in all 12 keys. And as you can see, it's loaded with convenient, done-for-you functionality that's guaranteed to deliver proven results the first time you use it. It accepts as many chords as you want. You can select as many colors to distinguish bass from chord or melody, 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors, or more. You can expand the keyboard unlimited octaves to the left and right, allowing full flexibility. You can select or modify sharps or flats for individual notes, which is helpful for altered tones. You can transpose to all 12 keys or just select a few keys at a time. You can transpose by absolute key name or relative, for example, 2 half steps higher, as you saw. You can save your work for later access or share with other Instant Transposer users who can view what you've done in one click. You can print, export to PDF, and even copy images to your favorite word processor or graphics program, which is great for teaching and sharing chords. For web-savvy folks, you can export as HTML for websites, share and embed images in all 12 keys online, import other people's Instant Transposer chords in all 12 keys, and much more. You can enter as many chords in as many different colors as you want and have them displayed in all 12 keys within seconds, and much, much more. As you can see, Instant Transposer is one of a kind, bringing you a complete suite of tools to finally make playing in all 12 keys a reality. If you're a student, it's obvious what this tool will do for you. If you're a teacher or ever considered teaching, you absolutely must have Instant Transposer in your toolbox. Teachers, for example, can instantly transpose lessons into all 12 keys, print or export as PDF, and hand to students instantly. Website owners or bloggers can instantly transpose lessons or topics and export as HTML or embed virtual keyboards in selected keys or all 12 keys on their website by simply copying the code Instant Transposer spits out. Now, considering the vast functionality of Instant Transposer and all the ways it can be used, both personally and professionally, you must think I'm going to charge an arm and a leg for access to it. After all, it set me back several $1,000s just to get the concept off the ground. Building it was another story. Not only is Instant Transposer a time saver, but it's a tool you can refer back to time and time again with its project-saving functionality. Not only that, if you're in a position to teach others, it can be a source of income for you, adding to the benefits and convenience you provide your own students. Even if you fork over $40 per private lesson, you can take the information taught to you, plug it into Instant Transposer, and instantly have your material in all 12 keys in literally seconds. Now, honestly, how many lessons would it be before your private teacher attempts to teach you songs in all 12 keys? Or would they ever attempt that? That's why Instant Transposer is for everyone. It's a tool that belongs in every musician's toolbox. And this invaluable tool can be yours for a one-time investment of only $74. And to sweeten the pot, I'm going to add in a few bonuses you'll absolutely love. To get you started, I've included 62 chord files that can be opened in Instant Transposer, giving you over 744 chords across all 12 keys. From major 7th chords to fancy altered chords and secret voicings, you'll get all 744 chords laid out for you in the software. Just point and click, and there's the chord in all 12 keys. Not only that, but you can then change the color of each key, change notes, add to the files, print, export as PDF, or copy to your favorite word processor. Secondly, I'm also throwing in my 180-page picture chord encyclopedia. Before we had technology like Instant Transposer, we actually created a convenient 180-page chord guide with real photos of all the foundational chords like major, minor, dominant, diminished, 7ths, 9ths, 11ths, 13ths, and all their inversions. And even though Instant Transposer easily takes its place and allows full flexibility, it's cool to see real hands on the chords. So I decided to throw in this digital bonus absolutely free, and you can download it along with the software right after you order. And thirdly, if those two bonuses weren't enough, I'm throwing in lifetime updates. And if you bought past software from me, you know how much of a perfectionist I am. I take user feedback very seriously and tend to continuously upgrade the software with new cutting-edge features and functionality. And as an early bird user, I grant you free lifetime updates. Which brings me to my last point. To be honest, I really want to update the look of the program because right now, while all the functionality is there and it's perfect, it could use a cosmetic facelift. But I vowed to my wife I wouldn't throw another $1,000 into this project until I've recouped my initial investment. So here's what I'm going to do to reward early bird users and make this an absolute no-brainer decision. If you order today, I'm going to slash the retail price in half, giving you access to this incredible tool and lifetime updates for my national introductory price of just $37. Click the big Add to Cart button now to get started. That's 50% off the retail price I'm eventually going to offer this software to the world for, after I upgrade the look of the buttons and minor little things. So if you don't mind a generic looking button here or there, which you've already seen in my demo earlier and probably didn't even pay it any attention, then this software can be yours for just $37. And when the software blows up and hits the masses, you can always say you were one of the original early birds that contributed to the look and feel of the interface. So that's the core software, the 744 chords and 62 bonus files, the 180-page picture chord guide, and free lifetime upgrades through our state-of-the-art download center for a fraction of what everyone else will pay. So click the big Add to Cart button now to get started. And to make this a no-risk proposition for you, here's my guarantee. If you don't like the software, the bonus files, or anything whatsoever is not right, email or call us and we'll refund you 100%. Click the big Add to Cart button now to get started. Here's what happens next. Place your order at our website by clicking the button below, and once the transaction is complete, you'll be sent to our download center where you can download the software in both PC and Mac format. Everything is lightweight and will take literally minutes to download. Then you can start quickly and easily transposing everything you know into all 12 keys with the click of a button, making something that was once tedious a simple and fun game of Simon Says, saving you time, money, and energy, and allowing you to spend more time actually enjoying the piano, which is the reason you started playing anyway. Just a short while ago, having something so vast and a small, convenient, lightweight tool was nearly impossible. But with the power of technology, you now have a musical calculator to do the homework for you. So what are you waiting for? Click the Add to Cart button now and start playing in all 12 keys like the pros. Click the big Add to Cart button now to get started.